welcome back. My name is Scott, and I am part of the CA Jail Outreach and Camp Growth digital team. The new year often brings resolutions and a quick disappointment. Let's start an essential tradition, our January dream date. We trade typical activities for intentional time spent aligning our hearts, goals, and resources for the year ahead. This month, we are looking forward to discussing the memoir called The January Dream Date. Stop Googling and start planning. Around the office, we have already started picking out dates in January. Granted, this is not an original concept. It has been around for some time. However, our CEO took the concept and modernized it for today's family. I love what our CEO said to us. It's such a powerful reminder of how faith and action work together. A dream written down with a date becomes a goal. A goal broken down into steps becomes a plan. A plan backed by action makes your dreams come true. We have a saying here, before I turn it over to Trinity and Steve, we don't say goodbye, we say, until the trumpet blows. In the meantime, let's push forward until he comes. God bless you.
Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're embarking on something really special.
We really are.
It's an extensive exploration, a deep dive we've titled Growth Journey, a Deep Dive podcast.
And our mission today is very focused. We're here to extract the core wisdom, the practical strategy from a very powerful memoir.
Right. It was penned by the CEO and founder of CA Jail Outreach Nationwide, David Avritt.
And we should probably introduce ourselves.
Oh, yes.
We're part of the CA Jail Outreach digital community team. And our role here is really just to be your guides through this.
To distill this wisdom into something you can actually use.
Exactly. This isn't just a book summary. We're pulling out the foundational strategy, the stuff that's been tested for decades.
And it's important to mention why we're doing this in an audio format, as a deep dive.
Yeah.
By doing this, it allows David Avritt, or Chaplain David, as many know him, more of that crucial time to focus on his other initiatives.
Especially his work providing spiritual support, for those inside the justice system and, just as importantly, for their families.
Absolutely. So the central framework of the memoir, he calls it the solid wisdom approach.
Solid wisdom. I love that name.
Me too. And it's this powerful integrated blend of military strategy, a really deep-seated faith, and just a hard-won life experience.
And you feel that when you read it. The first thing that really strikes you is the heart behind it all.
The authentic heart, yeah. Mr. Avritt has this profound care for people, especially for those who are struggling because, a loved one is caught up in the jail system.
He connects that discipline planning, that purpose, with this genuine compassion. It makes it so clear that, a successful life is ultimately about serving and connecting with others.
Right. That compassion is the why. It's the moral compass.
But the discipline structure, that's the how. That's what makes the strategy something anyone can actually apply and repeat.
So throughout this deep dive, we're going to be looking at specific sections, some really powerful quotes, and scriptural verses.
And it all starts with this one document, the one David titled, The January Dream Date, Stop Googling and Start Planning.
What a great title.
Isn't it? It just instantly tells you this is about a critical shift in mindset.
Yeah, it's about moving from just passively consuming information.
Right, from Googling.
And just reacting to life to proactively, strategically governing your own life.
A perfect way to put it.
Okay, so to really unpack this memoir, I think we have to start with the memoirist himself.
We have to.
Because when you look at the life journey of David Avritt, you immediately understand why this solid wisdom approach has so much weight.
Exactly. This is not some abstract theoretical advice.
Not at all.
This is a system that was forged in the crucible of military service and some significant personal trials.
That context is just it's fundamental.
It is. The whole basis of his approach, that non-negotiable discipline and that long-term strategic vision, it comes directly from his years in the service.
And we're talking about an extensive military background.
22 years of continuous service.
As a combat veteran.
Right. And this is a crucial clarification, one he emphasizes in the memoir. During his decades of service, he was a military leader, a field strategist, a commander.
Not a military chaplain.
Correct. He's a chaplain now in the jail system, but his military career was in leadership. And that distinction is absolutely central to understanding the strategic approach we're going to analyze today.
That leadership role means his experience wasn't about, offering spiritual comfort from the sidelines. It was about leading high-stakes operations. It was about assessing risk, executing these complex, long-range plans, often under extreme pressure.
And that experience is what forged his capacity for strategy and for execution. That's the bedrock of this whole Dream Date concept.
He went through the Advanced Strategist program.
And all that rigorous military leadership training.
Yeah. And that kind of specialized training, it teaches you not just how to command, but how to plan 5, 10 steps ahead of the enemy.
And how to anticipate logistical failures years in advance. It's a different way of thinking.
A completely different way. And then you pair that intense practical discipline
with the strong theological foundation he built at Bible college.
Right. And the memoir shows how these two worlds, strategy and scripture, they don't just exist side by side.
No, they integrate. They form this uniquely balanced approach to life.
It's strategy for life, but it's informed by the highest principles of faith. And the result is, it's clarity and resilience.
And that resilience isn't just professional. The memoir details it so beautifully in his personal life.
He talks about his first marriage, a remarkable 25 years.
25 years. And we really need to pause on that number.
We do.
Especially considering the context. He was a combat veteran. He spent a huge chunk of that time away.
Deployments, intensive studies, state assignments. Maintaining a marriage through that level of professional pressure requires a kind of intentionality that, frankly, most people never achieve.
And that's where the discipline kicks in. Mr. Avritt writes that their commitment included going on 2 dedicated marriage retreats.
2?
Every single year. It wasn't an option. It wasn't a maybe if we have time.
It is a mandatory, scheduled, strategic investment in their union.
That is intentionality personified. That's a commitment that says the family unit is the highest strategic priority, even above the demands of high-level military service.
It's a staggering commitment. And it says so much about the value he places on marital and family health.
But life brings trials you can't strategize your way out of.
Of course. And he writes very candidly about the profound loss he faced when his wife was called home to heaven. Their son from that marriage is 28 now. It just underscores that even the most disciplined leaders, the best strategists, we all face that deep, unavoidable grief. And yet, the focus of the memoir is on moving forward with hope and with that same intentionality.
What stands out to me is his ability to embrace a second chapter. He writes about the blessing of finding a second chance at marriage, a gift from God.
And the commitment is, if anything, even more intense now, especially with a 4-year-old at home.
Oh, absolutely. Having a very young child, that just necessitates structure, boundaries, and a renewed commitment to that intentional family time. It's a challenge for any busy executive.
So when you put it all together, we have a military leader, a strategist, a bereaved husband, a devoted father, and now a chaplain in the justice system. And the synthesis of all these roles means the CEO and founder of CAJL Outreach nationwide is applying these hard-earned lessons.
Lessons in leadership, faith, strategy, resilience.
And he's using them to guide individuals toward hope and second chances.
He's taking the rigorous strategic playbook of a combat leader and dedicating it to spiritual, relational, and, familial growth. It's really quite rare.
It is. The ability to synthesize decades of high-level military strategy with these deeply personal faith insights.
It's what makes this solid wisdom so solid. He's using wisdom gained from 53 years, forged through all of it, the service, the education, the Bible training, to guide his organization and, through this memoir, to guide us.
He's challenging us to rise to that level of intentionality.
The kind required by those who govern or lead.
And just as a note, as we go through this conversation, we'll probably refer to the author in a few different ways.
Right. Interchangeably.
Yeah, as David Avritt, Mr. Avritt, the CEO, and Chaplain David. It reflects the many hats he wears in the memoir itself.
But the core message is always the same.
Always. It's time to stop reacting to the world and start creating a life that reflects your deepest values.
I think that's the perfect transition.
It brings us right to the centerpiece of the memoir, the January Dream Date. So let's first analyze the core problem that Mr. Avritt identifies, the new year. It comes with this massive rush of resolutions, right?
Oh, yeah. The gyms are packed for 2 weeks.
Exactly. A huge burst of goal setting, and then what happens? It's quickly followed by this crushing weight of disappointment.
And by Valentine's Day, 90% of those goals are just quietly shelved, forgotten.
That reactive cycle, that enthusiasm followed by structural failure.
That is precisely what the Dream Date is designed to combat.
So what's the solution he presents?
The solution is this essential, non-negotiable tradition of the January Dream Day.
Okay.
And this is an intentional block of time. We're talking at least a full afternoon, carved out to align your hearts, your goals, and your resources for the year ahead.
And maybe more importantly.
And this is key to cast a strategic vision for the next 1 to 5 years.
So it's not just a casual check-in.
No, not at all. It's a focused session designed to dismantle the chaos of the incoming year and replace it with purposeful, prayerfully considered order.
And David describes this as going deeper than just a typical dinner date.
Oh, much deeper, because the entire goal is alignment
and
financial. All three, and he really emphasizes the practical side. Always get a babysitter.
Right. Even if you're just at a local coffee shop or sitting in the car over breakfast.
Because the focus has to be total. No distractions, no interruptions, just that unity of vision.
He frames this annual meeting with a really powerful psychological anchor.
The annual royalty review.
Yes. I love that framing.
It's brilliant. The idea is that the couple has to act as stewards, as royalty governing their domain.
You're not just a consumer or a passive participant in your own life.
No, you are the governors of your family and your finances, and you are exercising wisdom and unified purpose over all the resources that have been entrusted to you.
It completely shifts the dynamic from just, living paycheck to paycheck or day by day.
To actively governing your household resources with authority.
That's such a profound shift in mindset. You're moving from, a peasant mindset, just trying to survive the next budget cycle, to a sovereign mindset.
Exactly. A sovereign mindset, deciding what your resources will be used for over the long term.
Okay, so for you, the learner, listening right now, how do we actually do this? How do we implement this highly structured event? Mr. Avritt gives 4 initial practical steps.
Right. Step 1 is simple. Go on a date.
Just start there.
Just start there. Set aside that sacred time. It has to be special.
It could be a cozy coffee shop, dinner out, or a designated space at home after the kids are in bed.
The location doesn't really matter. It's the dedication of the time that counts. It's a mandatory appointment, and you have to protect it.
Okay, step 2. Talk about dreams.
This is what he calls the idea incubation phase.
Where you temporarily suspend all the conventional limitations.
We can't afford that.
Uh-huh.
Push that aside for a moment and you discuss the accomplishments you'd truly love to see.
And it needs to be specific.
Very specific. Tangible items, taking a major defined vacation, paying off a specific line of debt.
Or tackling a huge home project, starting a new family tradition.
Hitting a new generosity goal.
Yeah.
And he gives a great anecdote in the memoir about this.
The trip to Illinois.
Yes. They just talked about planning a trip to see his wife's brother in Illinois. Sounds simple, right?
Very simple.
But that one conversation planted the strategic seed, and that later allowed them to intentionally save and schedule and then execute this amazing, memorable trip.
Okay, so after dreaming, step 3 is the pivot point.
This is where theory meets reality.
Right.
After the dreaming session, the couple has to decide which of those big, inspiring dreams they're actually going to commit resources to for the next 12 to 60 months.
And they have to ask the big question.
That strategic question. The one that breaks through all the wishful thinking.
What must be true for them to happen?
That question is the key. It turns ideas into action.
So an example would be, if the dream is pay off the car loan in 18 months.
Then the answer to what must be true might be, okay, we must save an additional X dollars per month, and we have to sell item Y to generate a down payment.
Or for the Illinois trip, what must be true?
We have to reserve 5 vacation days. We need to save $1,500 for flights and hotels, and we need to schedule it for the second week of July.
It forces those immediate practical action steps. It reveals what has to happen first.
Exactly. And that leads right into the final step, step 4. Map it out.
The calendar.
You have to take the results of step 3, grab your single centralized calendar, and start filling in the entire year.
School schedules, standing events, work travel.
And specifically, those chosen dreams. This is what transforms a vague idea into a defined, scheduled, and logistically committed event.
An event you can start preparing for financially and physically right now.
And those 4 steps are just the foundation.
They lead into the 3 essential phases of the full dream date session.
Dream big, get realistic, and plan for giving.
All right, let's dive into that first critical phase. Dream big.
The 1 to 5 year vision.
Mr. Avritt calls this the idea incubation phase. And it's so critical because it sets the long-term vector for your life.
And the command from the memoirist here is to suspend all your conventional limitations.
All the financial fears. Just for a fixed period of time.
You're giving yourself permission to think expansively, to act like that royalty governing your life, free from the immediate constraints of this month's budget.
And the central question he uses to anchor this phase is, well, it's profound.
It is. He asks, if money and resources were abundant, what would our next 1 to 5 years look like?
That question is designed specifically to bypass all the small, nagging, daily pressures that just dominate our thinking.
It forces you and your spouse to focus on the ultimate desired state, what you truly want your life and your legacy to look like 5 years from now.
Without immediately shutting it down with, oh, we can't afford that.
Right. And the memoir details that this vision has to be comprehensive. It needs to cover specific areas of life.
They focus on professional and business aspirations.
Meaning, where do we want our careers to be? What kind of professional development do we need?
Then, asset and debt reduction goals. A major non-negotiable part of building financial freedom.
And finally, prioritizing any significant life events they want to protect or initiate.
Like a big move, specialized education for a child, or maybe a multi-generational trip.
And what's really fascinating to me is the depth of discussion Chaplain David puts on legacy planning.
It's not enough to just plan for the couple.
No, you have to plan for the extended family.
Yeah.
He introduces this powerful concept of being nesters.
I love that term.
It's great. He references his personal experience during his first marriage, spending 5 years being that central hub, the nesters, for their grandkids' visits.
That word nesters is so evocative. It implies creating this warm, protected, prepared environment.
And proactively managing the logistics.
Right. Proactively managing what's necessary to facilitate that frequent family connection rather than just waiting for it to happen organically.
Exactly. And the memoir stresses that during the dream date, they actively plan those multi-generational connections. He says it's so important to plan trips every single year to visit your grandkids and your children or to bring them to you.
It ensures those relationships are actively cultivated and prioritized over all the other competing demands on your time and money.
And they apply that same intentionality to their own relationship, too.
Beyond the grandkid planning.
Right. They make sure they plan a couple of intentional restorative trips just for the two of them.
So this whole phase, this dream big phase, it establishes the big picture why.
The ultimate destination for their lives.
Before they get bogged down in the logistical how and the financial numbers.
It's like that old saying, if you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
But if you have a strategic vision, the path becomes clear. And that big dream provides the motivation you need for the hard part.
Which is the next step.
Okay, so that vision is essential. But this is where the combat veteran, the advanced strategist, really kicks in with force. We have to transition from abstract dreams to defined milestones. Using action. Using numbers.
Step 2. Get realistic. The calendar and cash flow check. This is the integration phase.
This is where structure, discipline, and finances all collide.
And the number one imperative here, the first order of business, is order.
Order.
The CEO mandates merging all calendars, work schedules, church commitments, school events, volunteer obligations. Everything goes into one single primary Google Calendar.
And he says, this is non-negotiable.
Absolutely not. Because, as he states so clearly, God is an orderly person.
And therefore, for us to function efficiently and ethically, so must we be with our time.
He grounds this in Scripture, reminding us,
let all things be done decently and in order. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40.
And if you fail to centralize your time and schedules, you cannot possibly protect the time slots you've dedicated to your most important priorities. It's impossible.
Merging the calendars, it instantly reveals all the potential conflicts. It shows you the reality of your current commitments.
And it forces you to prioritize immediately. That's the biggest challenge, and the memoir addresses it implicitly. Conflict resolution.
Right. When the combined calendar shows your work trip conflicts with the school play, or your church duties clash with your spouse's retreat.
That centralized calendar forces an immediate disciplined decision. That clarity is why it's so critical.
And what the CEO protects most fiercely is family time.
He lists several non-negotiables that have to be scheduled and locked in first.
Before work demands, before ministry activities. These are the anchors for the whole year.
Let's get into those because they reveal the heart of his strategy.
Okay.
First, every Saturday is designated as Family Activity Day, non-working, non-ministry time.
He insists that all ministry, all work, any soul-winning activities. That's for Monday through Friday.
So Saturday is totally dedicated to the family unit. And this isn't just a nice idea. It's a command to protect that weekly relational reset.
Okay, second, beyond the weekly commitment, they schedule quarterly intentional time.
Every quarter, there's a dedicated away date night for the couple.
And this isn't just ordering takeout.
No. It's a planned event. It allows them to travel somewhere, attend a special event like a sports game or a musical, or enjoy a fancy dining experience.
The point is the change of environment and that dedicated focus on the couple.
Third, and this reflects that discipline from his first marriage, they require themselves to attend a dedicated marriage retreat annually.
A non-negotiable investment in training, skill building, and renewal for the marriage.
It prevents that slow drift apart and ensures continuous growth.
Fourth, he stresses the critical importance of individual recharging.
Yes, they plan for specific, private, quiet time. Hours set aside for mom and hours set aside for dad.
It acknowledges that intentional solitude is necessary for spiritual and emotional replenishment.
It prevents burnout. It makes sure each spouse can show up fully present for the family and for ministry.
And finally, as a strategic bonus,
they plan weekly or mini overnight trips for the family.
It sounds like the entire family schedule revolves around protecting these pockets of time, rather than sacrificing them to the relentless demands of work.
Because if the time is blocked and paid for, it becomes much, much harder to break those commitments.
And this protection of time leads directly into his discussion of ethical time management.
And serving the Lord in labor. Yeah. Chaplain David clarifies that family time should always happen during non-working or non-school hours.
You can't ethically claim to be on the clock while you're simultaneously attending to family matters.
This commitment to integrity is underpinned by another guiding verse.
Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Whatsoever you do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men.
You're expected to be fully present and fully ethical in both realms. Dedicated work during work time.
And dedicated family time during family time.
And here's the most pragmatic and sometimes the most challenging piece of advice related to time.
Where?
If you need to take time off for family and all your standard vacation time is used up, the guidance is simple.
Take a non-payday.
Take a non-payday. The family time is more valuable than the financial loss of a single day's wages. And taking that non-payday maintains the integrity of your professional contract. It's a purposeful, strategic sacrifice.
He also stresses a crucial financial ethical point about family trips. Vacations, mini trips. They're for your family, so they must be paid for by your family's resources.
Not with other people's money, not with ministry or organizational funds.
That separation of finances is key to the integrity of the solid wisdom approach. It's all about stewardship and ethical boundaries.
And that sharp boundary leads right to the core of the financial discussion.
The cash and debit commitment.
Yes. The CEO is deeply committed to avoiding unnecessary consumer debt. They commit to always paying for everything with cash or debit cards.
Specifically avoiding credit cards for routine purchases.
It simplifies their financial life and prevents that erosion of wealth through interest payments.
But there is a strategic caveat here that shows the nuance of the planner in him.
Right. Mr. Avritt says they will use credit cards unless they are being strategic about it.
The memoir specifically mentions using a travel credit card to fund huge trips.
Leveraging the points, the rewards. But that's a very particular strategy.
It's using a tool for maximization on a planned, pre-funded goal.
Right. Not for financing your day-to-day lifestyle or for emergencies. The intention is to use the rewards while maintaining that strict discipline, always making sure the underlying vacation is paid for in full when it's due.
The distinction is powerful. Debt to finance a lifestyle is destructive.
But strategically leveraging rewards for pre-planned goals is efficient.
And all the regular family activities, the smaller vacations, those have to be paid for in cash or debit.
That discipline grounds the entire plan in tangible reality. It ensures the family lives within its actual means.
And the discipline continues with how they handle any extra money.
When God provides them with extra money, a bonus, an unexpected return, a gift, the CEO details how they split it intentionally.
I did 5 key categories.
And this structured approach prevents that found money from just evaporating into unstructured spending.
Okay, what are the 5 categories?
Number 1, paying bills, which ensures your foundational stability. Number 2, giving, prioritizing that intentional outflow.
3 is household repairs.
A vital, proactive savings account for the inevitable wear and tear on your home.
Number 4, A personal treat. A small reward for the hard work.
And number 5, family activities, which fuels the fun that you already locked into the calendar.
So this mechanism ensures that even windfalls are handled purposefully.
And it reinforces the overall strategic vision of stability, generosity, and intentional family connection. It ties the management of extra money directly back to the shared vision you established in step 1.
That structure is just so vital. It brings us perfectly to the third essential step of the dream date.
Plan for giving the purposeful outflow.
This isn't treated as an afterthought, is it? Or just some line item in a budget?
No way. Mr. Avritt emphasizes that generosity is an integral and foundational component of the annual success key.
He says it has to move beyond just simple percentages.
Towards strategic, creative ways to use your resources to support others. It's about intentionality and the purpose of the heart, not just fulfilling some minimum religious requirement.
It's an active outflow that has to be planned with the same rigor as debt reduction or vacation planning.
And when he discusses the motivation for giving, Chaplain David goes right back to the heart of the matter with Scripture.
He emphasizes that giving should be purposed in the heart. It should be done cheerfully, not grudgingly or out of necessity.
Right. He quotes 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 7. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver.
That emphasis on the heart's purpose, it moves the act of giving from compliance to genuine joy.
If you're resentful about the commitment, the strategy argues, then the spiritual benefit is diminished.
So the giving plan has to be established when your hearts are aligned, during the dream date. It has to be something the couple enthusiastically wants to do.
Not something they feel pressured to do.
And furthermore, he stresses the importance of sincerity and avoiding public recognition.
Keeping the act sacred between the giver and God.
He uses the words of Christ to reinforce that boundary. From Matthew chapter 6, verse 4, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly.
That point is so deeply strategic for personal integrity. Planning to give secretly shields you from pride.
Or the temptation of public virtue signaling.
Exactly. It ensures the act remains pure and focused entirely on the recipient and on your commitment to your faith. The planning is intentional, but the execution is humble.
And this all leads to a powerful quote from Chaplain David that just summarizes his whole theology of provision.
This is one of those solid wisdom nuggets right here.
It is. He say, and I'm quoting, God's blessings aren't earned through percentages. They flow from his love and our trust in his provision.
Wow. Just let that sink in for a moment.
It fundamentally reframes the whole purpose of generosity. It removes that transactional nature we so often associate with giving.
It's not a system where you put in X dollars to guarantee Y reward.
No, it transforms giving into an act of worship and profound trust.
It's recognizing that the ability to provide resources, the blessing itself, is already established by your faith in a loving God, regardless of the percentage you commit.
That is a major mindset shift. It's not just about budgeting money. It's about budgeting your life, your time, energy, and finances, according to these principles of strategy, integrity, and faith.
And once all 3 of those phases are complete, dream big, get realistic, and Plan for Giving Mr. Avritt provides a synthesis of the whole strategic exercise.
The ultimate takeaway.
And the synthesis is crystal clear that dedicated dream date time is the annual success key.
By setting tangible milestones based on a unified vision, we stop reacting to life's daily emergencies.
And we start actively creating it, aligning every action with a shared, prayerfully considered vision.
It moves you and your family out of that reactive cycle of just dealing with emails and immediate demands.
And into a purposeful, proactively governed existence.
And this intentional planning is a direct call to wisdom in how we manage our time. It's a theme that runs through the whole memoir.
The CEO drives home the need to prioritize time, and he quotes Psalm 90, verse 12.
So teach us to number our days, that we may apply our hearts unto wisdom.
Numbering your days. That means valuing your time enough to schedule what truly matters first.
The family time, the generosity, the strategic goals.
And when you think about that verse in the context of a 22-year military career, it just takes on this added layer of intensity.
That's a great point. Numbering your days is like mission planning.
Every moment has to be accounted for and utilized toward the ultimate strategic objective.
Which in this case is the purposeful life you outlined in your dream date.
And that brings us back to the critical scheduling directive. It's a final quote from Chaplain David that's like the non-negotiable conclusion to the whole thing.
If it is important enough to dream about, It is important enough to schedule and protect in your calendar.
That is the strategic leader speaking directly to you, the learner. Dreams without deadlines are just wishes.
The scheduling is the commitment. It's the logistical mandate that turns hope into reality.
If you don't book the time, the chaos of the unplanned will inevitably fill that void.
Okay, so the session is done. We have a filled-in calendar, a unified vision. What now? What's the immediate post-dream date action plan?
Because the planning session is worthless if you don't execute these next steps immediately.
The memoir outlines 4 critical next steps.
First, you have to file the vision document. Don't just toss it in a drawer.
It needs to be visible, accessible for frequent reference. It's your roadmap.
Your governing document for the year, something you can pull out whenever doubt or disagreement creeps in.
Second, immediately set up your budget buckets.
This means aligning your physical or digital money structure, your bank accounts, envelopes, spreadsheets, whatever you use, with those 5 intentional categories.
Bills, giving, repairs, treat, and family activities.
The money structure has to physically support the vision.
Third, and this is highly strategic, Mr. Avritt insists on scheduling monthly check-ins for the next 12 months right now.
This locks in accountability. It allows for minor course corrections throughout the year.
You can assess if you're on track for that Illinois trip savings goal.
Or if you need to adjust your quiet time because of a change in school schedules. Without these check-ins, the plan just gathers dust and falls apart by April.
And finally, the most motivating step, the one that requires the most immediate action.
Book all the non-negotiables.
Lock in the fun first.
Exactly. Secure the hotel for the marriage retreat. Buy the event tickets for the quarterly dates.
If you put the fun, the family time, and the trips into the calendar, and you spend the money on the tickets now,
you are financially and logistically committed.
and that financial commitment creates this powerful psychological defense against the inevitable temptation to cancel or postpone because of work pressure.
It is the ultimate defense against the chaos of the unexpected. You lock in the things that matter most, and you make them the priority that everything else has to work around.
It's just a powerful, faith-based strategic planning model, and it's derived from a lifetime of high-stakes leadership.
It really is.
What an incredibly detailed and practical deep dive into this memoir.
From the CEO and founder, David Avritt.
The level of detail and that integration of strategy and faith is truly remarkable. We want to extend a huge thank you to CA Jail Outreach nationwide for hosting this deep dive.
And for their relentless dedication to sharing hope and truth to those who desperately need it within the justice system and for their families.
We truly encourage you, the learner, to explore their work. You can connect with resources specifically for families within the jail system.
And you can discover tangible ways to share this message of hope and renewed purpose.
They detail specific offerings on their site, including how to request a chaplain for an incarcerated loved one.
And they can reach out nationally to provide that spiritual support. It really is about providing hope, growth, and second chances, applying these very principles to those in need.
The mission is clear: igniting a journey of hope and growth, both inside the jail system and in your own home, through this kind of strategic planning.
And we should end with one final quote from the CEO and founder, David Avritt.
Yes, this one really underscores the organization's mission and their dedication to personal connection.
Chaplain David says, "More than just a voice, we're a helping hand and a praying heart. Let's connect and build your tomorrow, starting today."
That truly summarizes the heart of the organization and that deep connection between strategic discipline and genuine compassion.
So a big thank you to David, Mr. Avritt, the CEO, for sharing his heart and his solid wisdom through this memoir.
And you can find the link to the CA Jail Outreach website and the full memoir itself under the Leadership Memoir tab on their menu bar.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into proactive living.
Until the trumpet blows, wishing you a fantastic day.
Thank you so much for joining us for this episode. We sincerely appreciate you tuning in. We want to acknowledge that there were a few spots in today's podcast that required a bit more clarity, and the digital team regrettably misspoke. We sincerely apologize for any confusion this may have caused. That said, we truly hope this episode inspired you to plan your very own dream date in January. If you're eager for more details about the memoir we discussed, or wish to explore the website further, you'll find all the necessary links conveniently located in the description section. Click away and start planning. Let this thought stay with you until our next time together. Helping is ordinary. Adding ice makes it extraordinary. There are leaders, and then there are leaders who serve. But among the best are those who always remember to add ICE, Chaplain David. Save the date and be sure to follow us. God bless.